Hola. Nice to see you.
Finally, I know, right?
And a reminder that we premiere on Friday, September 23rd.
Excuse me.
Personality awkward.
First of all, thank you for being here.
Being awkward silence.
Yeah, I know.
So can you guys speak into the, so that, when we transcribe, so we can differentiate who's who. So can you introduce yourselves for the recorders?
Hello, I'm Ben Daniels.
Hi, I'm Alfonso Herrera.
Okay.
Quite easy to differentiate.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, definitely.
Mexican accent, British accent.
Okay, cool.
So, Alfonso, first of all, how was your whole journey to American television? You first made Sensei, then you made a pilot from Cowboys. How was the
Urban Cowboy, yeah.
Urban Cowboy, and now in the Exorcist. How are you adapting to this?
I feel very lucky because I'm still working, and I've had the privilege to be doing what I love to do, which is work. And it's been a journey, but what I can say is I like to learn. That's my main goal, and this has not been the exception. It's a great show with a great cast, great actors, with a great director such as Wyatt, Ryder Journey. He did an amazing job, so I feel very lucky.
It's hard to act in for you.
When you have to think, you have to. It's when I act in Spanish, it's like it's obviously very it's easier. But I have to work a little bit more, study a little bit more. Obviously, it's not my first language, so I have to.
He does it brilliantly.
Yeah.
So, and we get like script changes right up to the wire. So he's having to like relearn. But he's always there. He's never off. It's great to work with.
And obviously, when you have a British actor, that great accent, it's easier for you to know the English.
He makes it easier to work on set because we always have a laugh and we always like to have fun on set. And besides Ben, he's an amazing actor. He's doing an amazing job in this show. You see it. I feel very lucky.
It seems like Hollywood's starting to take horror serious again. Back in the 70s with The Exorcist, it was like really good performance, great cinematography involved. With this Exorcist, we're getting the same kind of vibe. We're getting great actors, great cinematography. I had a chance to check out the pilot.
Oh, you saw it?
I loved it. It opens up so much. How much creative input do you guys get with each other's character? Because I know you guys are very talented guys. Is it by the script, or is it going to be?
The script, the original script, my part was written for a 30-year-old American. So when I got it and I read it, I didn't read it to start off with because I thought it was a terrible idea. I thought it was a remake. So I didn't even look at the script because I loved that movie so much. And when I did and saw what Jeremy Slater was doing, and I was like, okay, so it's that same world. And it was then sort of going in and going, okay, this is... Then they didn't want to see me. They were like, we love him. I did a self-tape. They didn't watch it. And then my agents were like, you have to see this self-tape. And then they saw it and they were like, oh, right, we see what he's doing with it. Bring him in. And then they were really... they let me have huge input into creating the character. So it's fantastic for me. I gave them a backstory that they went with. I've set him coming from this tiny little town in England where I come from. Even the choice of music, they let me kind of have a say in, which is unheard of on any show, let alone a big network show. So they were just fantastic. They're the most amazing people to work with. We've had a great time.
So that title does come with a huge bar.
I know, right?
For you guys, because you have to do your own thing, but also do justice to that title. What is it like for you guys that just every day going to
Well, it's a great responsibility, but at the same time, I think it's some kind of perspective because it's also a great opportunity, and it's also a great opportunity to deliver something see it as a great opportunity?
Yeah, of course, it's like huge shoes to fill. But I'm from a theatre background, and those classic plays that get done time and time again. So it's sort of like if everyone was like, oh my God, that Hamlet was the definitive Hamlet, it would never ever get done again. So it's kind of like I was like, yeah, okay, but we can do this, and if you put your own stamp on it, and yet you don't tread on the toes of the perfection of that movie, but you treat it with the same seriousness, and it's very grounded and very rooted, and Rupert Wyatt was very keen to make sure it lived and breathed in a very real world, like the novel does and the movie does. So it doesn't feel like a comic book. We're watching something serious, and the characters are hugely three-dimensional, which is great as a genre piece, and it's what you were saying. We've moved away from that kind of horror of the 60s and 70s. All my favourite horror is from, occasionally you'll get a movie like It Follows or The Babadook or The Witch, which have that. They're very grounded. Yeah, really grounded, three-dimensional, not schlocky at all. Not that I don't like that kind of horror, but in the 60s and 70s there were big directors making horror movies, and I love those too. And so hopefully this will live in that same arena. It's our hope anyway.
So what, as you were naming off movies, I was going to ask, what is your modern horror inspirations, or what are you enjoying right now that's...
The ones that I've really enjoyed, I've mentioned, but the ones that I watch over, I rewatched The Brood again the other night, which is my favourite Cronenberg. I shouldn't say that with Gina in the room with The Fly, but my top five are The Exorcist, The Birds, The Evil Dead, which I know is, but it had a great energy, Jaws and Alien are my top five, and then there's strange after that, like Peeping Tom or The Innocents or I love it.
How far?
Last question, you guys.
Okay, so you guys have a relation, in the show. How far along have you guys gone on that stuff? As far as like the complexity with the characters, because this show is going to get very complex. It looks like the pilot sets it. How far along are you guys in the script and everything like that without giving spoilers?
It's very difficult to. Well, it would be very difficult for me to answer that without giving some spoilers. But it's in a certain way this link is generated, is created between Marcus and Tomas. And through the show, we're gonna understand why that happens. I have to be very, very honest. Sometimes there are many hypotheses in my head trying to understand why that thing was generated. Was it destiny? Was it God? Was it evil forces? The three of them, or something else? I'm still asking those questions, and I think we're gonna find that out.
We don't know. We've read 2 more episodes after the pilot, and they're great, and their relationship it just goes completely new places in episodes 2 and 3 already. But we're there all the time going, well, what about this? What does this mean? But it's very rich.
Yes, and what I really find very, very interesting are the contrasts. Contrast make things rich. And Marcus' character is completely the opposite to this priest that is outside Chicago, has his little parish, and you have Father Marcus that is this warrior that has fought evil since, I don't know,
age 11.
So
it is age 11.
So he has seen the face of the devil like face. So these two completely different worlds have to collide, and they have to work.
Somehow. They don't particularly like each other.
Thank you guys
like
so
us.
much. Thank you.